I'm Lisa Autar, and I'm really feeling completely overwhelmed and happy from the wonderful 2 days that preceded this particular moment in thinking about feminism and thinking about Indo-Caribbean feminist thought and building something together with all of you. So we have with us first up, we have Aurora Herrera, who has been working in the journalism industry for the past 10 years. We have some fans here, excellent. And she has her own column in the Trinidad Guardian. Her career has led her to discover roles both in front of and behind the camera, from host to co-director to producer to post-production coordinator. She's the official blogger for the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival and for the Bocas Lit Fest, as well as for the TedXPortofSpain. And she's recently begun more creative writing, which she'll share with us tonight. Welcome, Aurora.
Lisa. Hi, everybody. Good night. I'm Aurora. Just introduced. Well, I guess she made my introduction, so I don't really need to restate why I'm here. But I would like to share. It was released serendipitous a couple of weeks ago when I was at the TTFF event. And I was talking to Dr. Hosein, who I think a lot of you knew affectionately as Gabby. And we were talking about life and gender and family. And I told her that I actually had my first puja in July of this year. And she said, "You should write about it." And I went, "Yeah!" And then I forgot. And then I got busy working for TTFF, and then I just kind of put it in the back of my mind until a couple of weeks ago when she called and she said, "I really want you to share your story because I think it's unique and I guess interesting." So here's my story. The first time in 29 years, I'm realizing that I'm Indian, or half Indian. Surprise, shocker, woo! And it's not like I was adopted or anything. I fully know who my parents are. That's my dad, who is Indian, and that is my mom, who well, that's not my mom, but she identifies as Indigenous and Spanish. Yay! And what happened was my parents divorced when I was 5 years old, and I grew up with my mom. And basically, I was exposed to her cultural sensitivities. So I spent a lot of my young adult life going back and forth to Venezuela. And I had most of my first experiences, like my first crush was in Venezuela, my first alcoholic beverage was in Venezuela, the first time I discoteca was in Venezuela, that's the first time I was a boy. And my friends will tell you that I salsa to soca. And it really makes them kind of upset a lot of the time, but salsa music moves me the way soca moves a lot of Trinis. So I have all these all this Spanishness about me, and I really wanted to encourage you guys to think about lineages and how what we inherit from each parent really defines our sense of identity and who we are and how we live our lives. Because as I said, I'm now finding out that I'm Indian. Also, what was interesting about me finding out that I'm Indian, I realized that no one has ever called me Indian. No one has ever gone that Indian girl. And because no one has ever projected an identity onto me, I have never felt or received or digested or applied that identity to my life at all. Now that I'm saying that at this moment, I feel like it's been such a great loss. But trust me, the story has a really great progression. Funny thing is, a couple of weeks ago when I found out I was going to do this talk, I said, "Daddy, what does Indianness mean to you?" And he said, "Well, Indianness is engaging in a culture, engaging in the culture." And I said, "Okay, well, if a person has driven parents, but they go to live in India and they speak the language and they engage in Hinduism, does that mean that they're Indian?" And he said, "Well, ethnically no, but they have Indianness." So I was really excited to get some of this Indianness because I didn't have any. So fast forward to my puja. In April of this year, my family, we lost our abuelito, my mother's father. And that really encouraged me to want to build a bridge of communication again with my father and to find out more about just to really re-engage in his life and having be a part of mine. So as well, that seeing that really this year my father made a really significant contribution to my education, which was really, it was important to me because we didn't have a very good relationship. So I told him I wanted to honor him. So I decided I want to have a puja. I really had no idea what I was getting myself into. I just thought, you know, it would be a really good way to build a bridge with my father. I want to take you to the day that we went shopping for the sari. And it was amazing because we went shopping for my first sari and we were